Hello everyone. Thanks for joining. I know it's been a little while since I've scoped, and I'm actually planning to start scoping a little bit more regularly. I'll announce my schedule later, but I want to, before I announce it, I want to get it all worked out and make sure that I can really commit to that. So I'm very glad to have you here. If you don't know who I am, I'm Laura from iHeartPlanners. I started the blog just over 3 years ago, so I've been in business about 3 years. It's now mine and my husband's full-time income, and I just want to share some of the things that I have learned along the way of my blogging journey, because I know sometimes it can be lonely, and I just want to share some of the things that I have learned along the way. So today, oh, thank you, you're so sweet. And so I'm going to share the top 3 things, and this is going to be really, really brief. I don't like to keep you here too long, but I'm going to share the top 3 things that I wish I had known when I started blogging, and a little bonus. I should probably get on this side because the comments are coming. And a little bonus of one thing I actually did right. I made a lot of mistakes, but there is one thing that I actually did well, and I'm so grateful for that. So I'll tell you what that is as well. And if you're new here, go to iHeartPlanners.com/entrepreneur, and you can sign up for my blogging email list, where I tell you the top 5 things I learned my first 2 years of blogging. So I give you some helpful advice there. So we'll just get started. The number one thing I wish I'd known when I started blogging is I wish I had known that I was going to succeed. I know that sounds silly, like why would you start something if you didn't think you were going to succeed? But I really didn't. When I started, everybody starts from the beginning, myself included, and so I had no followers. When I launched my first Sweet Life Planner, I may have sold, I don't even think I sold 10, not even quite enough to cover my year's worth of blog hosting. And so I had a lot of doubts, and I always thought you had to be someone super special to succeed in, creating your own online business, working from home. And so I kind of worked with the mindset that, well, I don't know if this is really going to work. I'm going to create this product. I don't really know if anyone's going to buy it. I mean, I hope they do, and I'm working as hard as I can. I want to make it like the most awesome, printable planner that exists, but I just don't know. And so I think I could have made a lot more progress if I had known that I was going to succeed. So if you're going to start a business or a blog, or you've just started, go ahead and work like you know that you can't fail. And even if you do happen to fail, like meaning not meet all your goals, you'll still get a lot further than you would have if you just sat there and did nothing or doubted yourself at every turn. The second thing I wish I'd known when I started blogging is that blogging or selling your own products online is a real job. Okay, that sounds silly, but when I first started, I didn't really treat it like it was a real job. I treated it like it was kind of a hobby, and maybe I could make some money on the side eventually. I quickly kind of changed my attitude and mindset, and that really helped me. But the thing that's going to help you the most is to treat it like you want it to turn out. So if you want to create a blog and an online business that is making a steady part-time income, treat it like any other steady part-time job, like you would if you had a part-time job working at Starbucks and they expected you to be there when your shift started at whatever 5 a.m. or treat it like that. And once I started doing that, that changed everything for me. I'm not saying you have to put in 40 hours a week. A lot of people are very successful. You don't need a full-time income. You just want a side income. That's totally fine. But you still have to treat whatever time you're going to put into your blogging like it is a real job. And when you say, I'm going to post about this next week, post about that next week. That's another common mistake I see, and I think I fell prey to myself in the very beginning, was kind of saying, well, I'm going to post once a week, or I'm going to do this, and then not really following through. And I would never do that at my, when I had a traditional day job. I would never say I was going to do something and not do it. So that's the second thing I learned. And the third thing I wish I had known when I started blogging is that less is really more. What I mean by that is you can't do everything, and you shouldn't try. And actually, if you do less, you're probably going to succeed and do better. Meaning, when I first started, I would go read a post about how someone was doing awesome on Instagram, and I'd be like, oh, I need to start an Instagram account. And then somebody else was doing great on Twitter, so I need to start a Twitter account, and I need to do LinkedIn, and Stumble Upon was big back. I think it's still a thing now. So I thought I needed to do everything, and I would just run around trying to do all these different things. And that meant that I didn't have the bandwidth or the time to do any of them super well. And that was definitely a mistake. And I quickly realized that wasn't going to work. And even now I keep having to dial back because I'm constantly thinking, wanting to run after something that I think could be a good idea. But if it's gonna take away from doing my core things really well, then I shouldn't tackle that thing. And when I cut down to really, in the beginning, I focused on my blogging consistently, and another little less is more tidbit, I blog once per week. Sometimes there's a bonus post, but it's not once per week, and less was way more for me in that, because trying to put out 3, 4, 5 quality, excellent photo, great posts a week is a lot, and you're not gonna have time left for much else. So when I cut back to one, so much better. And then my email list, Pinterest. That was all I did really in the beginning. And I was able to really get a lot of leverage on Pinterest because I wasn't worrying about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything else. Now that I'm a little further along in business and I'm in the position where I can hire some things out and have learned a few things, I am starting to try to branch out slowly into other things as I can. But that would be my number one piece of advice and what I wish I had known in the beginning. And for my bonus tip, this is what I'm glad I knew in the beginning. So I had researched and read a lot about blogging and making money online before I started. And one of the pieces of advice that I heard and took into heart the most was that one of the most important things that you can do is build your email list. And I committed to that from day one. When I started, I made a promise to myself that no matter what, I was going to publish a blog post once per week and then use that as content for my newsletter. I was going to communicate with them once per week. I think it was on Friday when I first started, no matter what, like it was a real job. And and when someone came to my website, I focused on building the email list. I wanted to get them on my email list, and that has served me so well. So if you're not doing that, definitely think about that. Like I said, I've been able to grow my email list from 0 to over 50,000, almost 60,000 now subscribers in about under 3 years, and it has been my biggest success in my business and the biggest thing that has allowed me to grow financially. And so that is one thing I'm glad I did. So if that's not something you're doing right now, think about it. And if you kind of let that fall to the back burner, resurrect it and think about maybe making that one of your main priorities. And a lot of people I see who have a lot of success online, they say the exact same thing. And one more little bonus point about that, I have not announced this anywhere yet, so you guys are the first to hear that I am actually working on a course about email marketing and how to grow your email list. I can't make any promises on when it'll be ready. I'm not ready to commit. I'm really hoping the end of February, but hopefully that'll work out. But it'll show you exactly what I did to grow my email list. I'll walk you through both, like, why do you need this, the theory behind it. I'll give you ideas on how to grow it, and I'll show you technically, like, exactly how to do it. Because I know sometimes some of these courses, they tell you theoretically what to do, like you should have this great opt-in, but they don't show you, like, how do you create one? How do you upload it to the blog? How do you actually, so I'll walk you through all of that so that you know, like, once you do this, and I'll break it down very step by step so that you can actually take action. And I want to see you guys growing your email list and making a lot of profit. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, I'll be announcing, hopefully sometime next week, I'll be announcing my regular schedule. I'm going to Periscope once a week on an organizing topic and at least once a week on a topic about growing your business. And like I said at the beginning, if you have not already signed up for my newsletter about blogging, and you will be notified about the course for sure if you're on that, and you'll get a little bonus freebie where I share some of the things that I've learned, some other things I've learned in blogging. Go to iheartplanners.com/entrepreneur. Thanks.